Hey, yeah, what's up? The disciple Marshall Curtis Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with him, yeah. So this video, like I told you, I'm doing the campaign about 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. In this video, I'm going to stress the point of it's legal, the fact that it's legal confusion. It's legal confusion to try to hold adults legally liable and enforce laws concerning adults having sex with children when you have 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. That's legal confusion. Mentally, in every way. I mean, because how can you allow 40 states to be with children and then complain about other ages of children that adults are with? It's legal confusion. It's legal confusion that people don't know about. It's legal confusion that people didn't even know exist. Where 40 states allows adults to have sex with children, but you charge adults for having sex with children. But 40 states allows legal children to have sex with legal adults. This is legal confusion, folks. That's legal confusion. That's legal confusion. If I'm the first one to make that term, that's what that is. And this is defined by when you have a contradiction in the laws, but trying to enforce other laws. In other words, you're trying to enforce a perspective of what is just by having certain laws, but yet you have other laws that contradict this noble and just perspective. You have laws that contrast what you're trying to enforce. This is law confusion. This is legal confusion. Because you're trying to make something legal that is a contrast to what you're calling legal, which is 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. Okay, that's legal, right? But it's legal confusion when you try to enforce other laws with adults having sex with children, when you have 40 states that allows adults to have sex with children. That's legal confusion. I coined that term if it's not coined already. That's legal confusion, folks. That's saying, okay, these children can have sex in 40 states, but we got to lock up everybody for having sex with those other children. They're all legal children. Legally, they're children having sex legally with adults. And then you try to enforce laws against adults for having sex as illegal in other places. That's legal confusion. That's legal confusion. It's contrasting the nature of what you're trying to regulate. Because laws, at the end of the day, folks, laws show perspective, right? Let's just cut through all this happens for this and this happens for that. Okay, laws show perspective, right? Am I right or wrong? Laws show what you like. Laws show what you don't like. right? That's what they all about. It's not, I mean, let's get past the police part, the FBI part, the courts part. Laws show what you feel is right and what you feel is wrong, right? That's what laws do. Let's get past all the other paraphernalias of law of the courts and the legalities of the situations. Let's get past all the technical legalities that people focus on when they think about laws. Laws show what you feel is right and wrong. Laws show perspective. Laws shows your thoughts. Laws are your thoughts in fruition, in manifestation. Your thoughts are manifested through the laws. Your thoughts are manifested through the laws. And American thought is, as far as leaders, politicians, is that 40 states is good having sex with 40 states is good having sex with children. That's thoughts. Someone thought about that, obviously. And then they thought about locking people up that have sex with children. But yet, your thoughts are, it's okay to have sex with children in 40 states. It's okay to have sex with certain children. See, one thing about children, children are children, all the way up to 17. They're going to make, in this planet that I live in, everything 17 and back will make immature mistakes, bad decisions, unsound choices. Okay? And you shouldn't even be letting them do anything. On the technicality of the values that Americans hold. By the way, for all you politicians, there's no Americans around here that thinking it's cool for any age of children to engage with adults in sex. That's, by the way, just in case you didn't know. I know your thought is manifest that 40 states is cool having sex with adults. I know that. I understand that. But American community, the people you're supposed to be servants, do not agree with children of any age having sex with adults. This is the way you know, because just ask any American, do you agree with adults having sex with children? Don't say no certain age. Don't say a certain age. Just ask the question, do you agree with adults having sex with children? So, and they're going to tell you, American community, I don't care who it is, Hispanic, Latino, Black, White, Asian, Indian, Native American, they're all going to tell you, most of the people out of all those different ethnicities, they're going to tell you, I do not agree with adults having sex with children. The next question I would give them is, did you know that in 40 states in America, thoughts of politicians have been put into law that it's okay for adults to have sex with children in 40 states. Those thoughts manifested into law, and 40 states allows adults to have sex with children. That's the law, folks. So someone had to think about it. And what stand-up family man is going to say with girls or boys, particularly with girls, what family man is going to say, yeah, let's just sign this into office. Let's get this signed right away. 40 states allowing 40 states allowing adults to have sex with someone that's under 18. 40 states allows adults to have sex with someone that is under 18. You tell me any family man that would have the courage to sign, knowing what that's going to do to this community, knowing what this is going to do to specifically the American community. Let's just say for all these, so because it's been into law so long, we gotta look at it this way. How can these politicians, looking at the present state of this world, turn a blind eye to 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children? That's how we got to say that, because these laws been in effect so long, you can't blame, who can you blame, per se? But you can blame people who sit up and claim to serve you and see these laws and do not serve you by getting these laws out of off of your heads and out of your community. They have the right to serve you and serve you by serving you by giving you laws that reflect your values. Everybody's quick to say we're in an innovative time, we're in a futuristic world, but our laws do not reflect this. Our laws do not reflect that we're in an innovative time, or even in a wise time, or even relevant according to our community. The laws are not relevant according to our community, because if they were, you have the age of consent in 50 states at 18 because of the shape of this country sexually. There's no way. You look at the news, you see all this stuff going on with children, right now in 2022. How is it these politicians is scrambling, trying to change the age of consent to 18 to 50 states, when you can look at the news and see that that's what they need? How can you sit there and make yourself liable? That's what I would say. If I was in office and I seen all this stuff going on with kids, and then I looked at the age of consent being under 18, I would feel like I was responsible. Like, oh, I got to do something about that. Oh, no. Not on my clock, not on my watch. That's what you should be saying. As far as these politicians should be saying, not on my watch. Obama went into office. I love Obama. He's a good guy. Got a lot of love for him. But he didn't say not on my watch either. He came and went. He came and went without changing the age of consent from 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. He came and went. Having a family himself, being a family man himself, you would think that he would find it his duty to reflect by law the values of present day relevant Americans. Nobody's feeling that. And even when he was in office, nobody would be feeling that. Nobody would be feeling that. Okay? We're talking about laws, guys. We're talking about laws. We're talking about laws. And that's why this is more serious than anything they can say you did, anything they can say we did, anything they can say we're thinking. None of that all of that pales in comparison to laws. Laws take time to put into action. Laws have to go through paperwork. Other people have to consider it. And first and foremost, last but not least, the government has to consider it. This isn't a fleeting thought when you're upset. This isn't a fleeting feeling when you don't want to, when you have some feelings towards this country. No, this is processed laws that's in your community that has 40 states that allows adults to have sex with children. And all these politicians, whether it be President Obama, whether it be Donald Trump, whether it be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they all have not had any corresponding action to make these laws relevant according to your present day society, because your values as Americans is that you do not feel it is wise that adults should be having sex with children in 40 states in 2022. Okay, guys? Okay? This isn't a matter of preference. This isn't a matter of opinion. There's no side that's vouchering for adults to have sex with children in 40 states, guys. That we can agree on. There's no side. Black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Latino. Nobody. Nobody's sitting here vouching for this. And yet, your politicians are not doing anything about it, and yet they will have no opposition about it. No one is going to oppose politicians who say, hey, let's change the age of consent to 18 in 50 states. What person or people or race of people even are going to oppose this perspective? But yet, no politician has even tried to change this, knowing no one would stand in their way. It ain't like they like trembling in their boots like, oh, what people gonna think? Are people gonna try to harm me for changing this? It's not that kind of situation. It's not the kind of laws that get you assassinated. It shouldn't be. Anybody trying to assassinate somebody, trying to change the laws that 18 in every state in America, anybody trying to assassinate somebody like that? I don't think so. I don't think there's no one that's trying to assassinate any person trying to get the age of consent to be 18 in 50 states. So why have there's no fear with it. We're trying to get it done. So why are they not doing it? Like I said, it's not relevant to your values as Americans. They supposed to be serving you, and the law's supposed to reflect what you want, not what they want. But apparently, obviously, it's reflecting something they feel. Because it's not reflecting, even them turning a blind eye is for something they feel. Them doing nothing about it is about something they feel. Because if it was you, you would have changed it yesterday. You would have changed these laws yesterday. So you have to wonder how people like President Obama can come and go and do 2 terms and have girls himself and not feel it necessary to change the age of consent at 18 in all 50 states. When you have no opposition, no one will want to harm you. So you can't say that. You can't say it doesn't reflect the values of the American community. You can't say that either. You can't say Americans will have a problem with this. You can't say it. So there's no opposition, which puzzles me. It should puzzle you. Nobody's sitting around with a gun saying, yeah, they better not pass them laws to 18 for age of consent. In 50 states, they better not pass them laws. You don't see nobody sitting around polishing no gun, cleaning no gun, talking about that. Okay? This is not about race. It is not about, what else? It's not about abortion. Where some people feel like, they have the right to choose, and if they get raped, they shouldn't have to live with the baby. They shouldn't have to have the baby. It's not a matter of these confusing, these complex, I would say, issues. And what laws we should pass concerning these complex issues. It's not that. It's the matter of the age of consent being at 18 in 50 states. That's what it should be. But it's 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children, which is legal confusion when you try to enforce the laws against people who have sex with children in other situations. But you're technically speaking, we're talking about the law. You're technically allowing adults to have sex with legal children. Legal adults with legal children. I'm talking to you in legal terms now. Now we ain't talking about no age. No, we don't want to talk about age. Because y'all can't agree. America can't even agree on a set age, obviously. You got 3 different ages of consent sprinkled across the country. Okay? So you don't agree with um, the age of consent being a certain single age, you don't agree with it. You don't agree on that. So, wouldn't the wise thing be to do is to just set it at 18? Wouldn't that be the wise thing to do? Is set it at 18. There's no legal confusion. Because now if someone has sex with a child, they know legally already what it is. You shouldn't even be having sex with no child, period. Okay? Because like I said, none of us agree. This country has all different ages of consent sprinkled. So no one agrees all throughout the country what should be the age of consent anyway. So you don't even have the same perspectives. But 40 states allows it to be under 18. 40 states, guys. And this is legal confusion. You see the confusion already. They got legal confusion going already. Another definition of it. No one's agreeing with the age of consent, so it's legal confusion. California has the age of consent at 18. Florida has 18. New York has 17. North Carolina has 16. Georgia has 16. Alabama, I think, 16. Okay, no one agrees. No one agrees. So there isn't even a united perspective on this. There's not anyone saying, well, as far as these laws go. But I can tell you one thing. There's no one going around saying, yeah, well, this is the technical age and this, we all agree on this. There's no one doing that. But I can tell you one thing. Now in 2022, everyone agrees children shouldn't be having sex with adults, period. No matter what age it is. That's why I gotta talk to you in legal terms. Legally, let's look at legal. Legally, a human being is either, when you bring them to court, they're gonna be either before the courts legally an adult or legally a child, right? Let's just leave it at that. When they go before the courts, these are the technicalities there which everybody abide by, so therefore, and that's how they proceed. That's what they first proceed by, is that they're either legally an adult or legally a child. So let's just leave it there. How can you legally have a child, be able to legally be with a legal adult in 40 states, and that's legal, but then enforce legal prosecution against legal adults having sex with legal children in another situation? That right there is not wise. It's not a wise thing. It's not the same perspective. It's not the same perspective because in nature, laws show nature. So in the nature of the laws, you have a problem with, on one side, adults having sex with children. That's the nature of your laws. That in which comes from your thoughts. Your thoughts on some laws are that adults shouldn't be having sex with children. That's one side. Then on the other side, in 40 states, you allow legal adults to be with legal children. We're talking about right here how this is not the same perspective, because the nature of these laws are children shouldn't be with adults sexually. That's the nature. That's the definitions of when you enforce laws against adults for being with children. So you enforce laws concerning adults being with children, but you allow laws, you have laws that allow adults to be with children. That's legal confusion, guys. Because someone is going to look at these laws as perspectives of your country and that reflects the values of your country, and there's confusion about the values of your country. There's confusion about what you believe is right and just. When you can legally, we're not talking about certain ages because you don't agree on the ages. So you can't say that. So because you can't say that you all agree on a certain age, we got to say underage versus adult. Because you don't even agree on a certain age. So how can I even versus your perspective, one perspective? In wisdom, I have to stick to adults and children because you don't even agree, which is more confusion. So the wisest thing to go with is that adults shouldn't even have no sex with children at all. But yet, this is not what you reflect in your laws. You enforce laws and put people in jail for having sex with children, but on the other side, you have laws that allow people to be with children. And you see what I'm saying? That's confusion, guys. That's legal confusion here, which makes America liable as far as their values.